The wildcard round had some pretty good games, but also a lot of games that weren't very interesting, not gonna lie. Regardless of the fact we still had playoff baseball, 8 games in one day was amazing. It felt like March Madness for baseball. What are they calling it? The fall frenzy? Nonetheless, we are on to the next round now. We're into more normal postseason baseball stuff that we're more used to. We're starting the divisional series, and in today's video, I'm gonna break up the two. I'm gonna have the American League Divisional Series games covered in today's video, and I'm gonna do the NLDS in tomorrow's video. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out when those videos do come out. I'm gonna break down all the games, all the series, every single team, all the players that I feel like are worth talking about. I'm gonna tell you about them. This is gonna be your spot to find out all the information about the ALDS and NLDS games. It's just this exact video is gonna be ALDS. So Rays, Yankees, A's, Astros. And I'll also give you my predictions too. Why not? So as always, if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like on it. That's the best way to show your support in the channel. That lets me know you like this kind of content. You want me to do the breakdowns of every series before they start. I already told you to subscribe already. Won't tell you to do that again. Get in the comment section down below. Give me your predictions. Who do you think is going to win the series? You got the Yankees, Rays, or you got the Astros, A's. And make sure you drop me a follow on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, second channel. Links are always in the description down below. A lot more content going to be going up over there. Got a lot of stuff to talk about on Twitter and Instagram as well with baseball. So as previously mentioned, we have the 2 divisional series in the American League because this is the ALDS video. We've got the Rays versus the Yankees and the A's versus the Astros. Rays versus Yankees, I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite series of probably the rest of the playoffs. That's the one we're gonna talk about the most. We'll save that for the second half of the video. Right now, let's focus on the A's versus Astros series. I really thought the Twins were gonna be able to finally get over that hump and beat the Astros, but wow, the Astros' lack of pitching didn't actually hurt them. And maybe when we take a deeper look at the Astros team and that rotation, maybe it isn't a lack of pitching. Maybe it's just a lack of big names. Because yes, they lost Garrett Cole to the Yankees this offseason. Yes, Justin Verlander's hurt. They got some really good performances out of some guys that maybe aren't people you heard of that much. Guys like Framber Valdez, who had an ERA hovering around 3 this year, came in after Zach Greinke really closed the door, helped steal that victory out in game 1. You've still got Zach Greinke, who towards the end of the year didn't pitch great baseball, but still, you get him to the postseason. We know how good of a pitcher he has been in the past. I think he still has the ability to be very good. Lance McCullers Jr., while I don't think he's one of the aces of the staff, I don't think he can carry a team. He still is a good guy. We've seen what he can do in the postseason. That guy steps up. Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy, in a 5-game series, they actually kind of have 5 legitimate starting pitchers right now that they can go to and give them a chance to win. The bullpen for the Astros, though, it's been okay, considering their injuries. They don't have Osuna this year, but Presley, a little shaky still, though, finished with a 3.43 ERA. Andre Scrub, while he walks everybody, also doesn't give up any hits or homers. He has a 1.9 ERA. And Enoli Paredes has actually been very solid as well for them out of the pen. On the offensive side, Martin Maldonado having one of his best offensive years at catcher. Here's where it gets a little weird, though. Yuli Gurriel, Altuve, Correa, Bregman, Josh Reddick, not really playing well. They're guys who are all having down years. Their OPSs are down, their averages are down, their power's down. But I gotta give them some credit. In the playoffs, these guys stepped up. Now, another guy who stepped up that has been great for them this year, Kyle Tucker, the young guy who we've been waiting for forever with the Astros, has stepped in for Yordan Alvarez, who's out because of an injury. And I know Yordan Alvarez is the DH, but Kyle Tucker's really helped replace that bat, because if Kyle Tucker wasn't hitting like he has been, wow, this Astros team would be really in trouble. They would be seriously lacking a bat, because outside of Springer and Brantley, nobody's really been hitting. At the same time, though, this Astros team's playing with a chip on their shoulder. They feel like they have something to prove. Everybody knows them as the trash can bangers. That's never going to leave this Astros team. It's always going to be around them. But they want to prove that they don't need these trash cans. They don't need the cheating to win, to get to that next level. I'm starting to think they might not need it. As terrible and awful as they were in the regular season, they didn't deserve to be in the postseason. They've shown us that they are one of the better teams in the American League still, as they made to the ALDS, beating the Twins, who were one of the best teams in baseball. Now, they're going up against the Oakland A's, who won the American League West this year, and they own the Astros. They were 7-3 against them in the regular season matchups, and that's huge. When a team dominates another team like that during the regular season, I think you have to take some stock in it. Now, when you get to the postseason, a lot of things gets thrown out of the window because everything changes in the postseason, but still 7-3 in 10 games, that's worth noting for the A's. Olsen has not been great. Still hits home runs, but has not been great otherwise at the plate. Still going to play great first base. Marcus Semien has been a little bit cold. Ramon Laureano has been a little bit cold. Chris Davis has been horrible. Steven Piscotty's been bad. Canna, Tommy LaStella, Robbie Grossman. Those are some of the guys that have been leading the way. Jake Lamb has been helping them out. I mean, this guy was DFA'd by the Diamondbacks, and he's been hitting pretty well for them. A good left-handed bat to hit against those right-handed pitchers of the Astros. On paper, if you're going back to last year, you'd obviously pick the Astros, but right now, the Astros offense has been a little bit weak, and the A's, while they haven't been amazing either, they are getting performances. I mean, Sean Murphy, one of the better hitting catchers in the league right now, 821 OPS. I'm liking their offense quite a bit matched up against the Astros. And then on the pitching side, unlike the Astros, they pretty much have no names on the starting pitching team. Chris Bassett's going to start game 1 for them, a guy with a 2.29 ERA this year, but for his career, you probably haven't heard much about Chris Bassett, and that's fine. You got Jesus Luzardo, who's absolutely nasty, but I think is a really bad matchup for the Astros. Like, the Astros have a lot of right-handed bats. Jesus Luzardo lefty. That doesn't feel like a good matchup for me. Sean Manaea, another guy. I would try to stay away from Sean Manaea as much as possible against against the Astros. Doesn't feel like a good matchup. I'd also stay away from Mike Fiers. Mike Fiers is going to get destroyed by the Astros. If they put him in, he's going to get hit. Mike Fiers is just not a good pitcher. And the fact that he kind of outed the Astros, not kind of, definitely outed the Astros, oh, they want to F him up. Frankie Montas, that'd be someone who's definitely to keep an eye out for on the starting pitching side. Looked really good in the postseason thus far, has great stuff, didn't really put it together this year, but I think Frankie Montas can be a legit weapon for the A's. And of course, their strength, the bullpen. Liam Hendricks, lights out. Arguably the best closer in baseball. JB Wendelken, really good year this year. Yusmeiro Petit, another guy with an ERA below 2. Jake Diekman had an ERA below 1 this year. Lou Trevino, I mean, they are absolutely loaded with bullpen arms, so they can definitely outlast the Astros in this series, I think, pitching-wise, because their bullpen is so deep. They do need some performances, though, out of their starting pitching, and the amount of lefties that they have, it scares me a little bit with this Astros lineup. Although, I will say this, for my prediction, I'm going with the A's. I'm rooting for the A's. I want the A's to win. I think they are the better team this year. But I will not be surprised if the Astros not only come out and win the series, but sweep the A's. Be very wary. Game 1 will tell us a lot. If the Astros win Game 1, I think the series is over in 3. But if the A's come out and win Game 1, I think they got it. I really do think Game 1 is the most important game of the series, and I really do like the A's chances. They own the Astros this year. Please beat them. Everyone in baseball is rooting for you, Oakland. Beat the Astros just this one time. That's all we're asking for. Now, for the other side of the bracket in the ALDS, we got the Rays against the Yankees, and like I said, this is a series I'm most excited about. Tampa Bay Rays, arguably one of the best teams in baseball, definitely the best team in the American League. You got the Dodgers in the National League, that's fine, you can pick them. But in the American League, it is the Rays. I said it at the beginning of the year. I said they're going to finish in first place. They're going to make it to the World Series. They are the team to beat in the American League, and they have showed no signs of me being wrong. They have been so very good, and so very good against the Yankees this year as well. They've dominated them. They went 8-2 against the Yankees in the regular season this year. It wasn't even close. And keep in mind, the Yankees have Garrett Cole, and the Rays hit Garrett Cole fairly well. He doesn't have a great ERA against them. In fact, I'd go out to say that Garrett Cole has pitched poorly against the Rays this year. 4.96 ERA and a whip at 1.5. That's unlike Garrett Cole. The Rays have seen a lot of Garrett Cole. They saw him last year in the playoffs. Yes, Garrett Cole beat them, but that Rays team almost beat the Astros and arguably should have. Ji-Man Choi absolutely owns Garrett Cole. He has like a 2,300 OPS or something against him. That's a weird matchup that you need to keep an eye out for. While their lineup doesn't have the star power that the New York Yankees have, and we'll go over the Yankees, they still got some damn good players. Ji-Man Choi owns Garrett Cole. Great matchup there. Brandon Lau has had a fantastic season, really hitting for some power. Willy Adames, one of the most underrated shortstops in the league. Willy Adames is so good. Amazing glove. And the dude had an over 800 OPS this year. He's got some pop in that bat. Austin Meadows, while he had a terrible year, we know he's a good ball player. He can hit. Kiermaier Margot out in the outfield. And Arozarena, they cover a crazy amount of ground. I love Randy Arozarena. This guy is going to be, whoa, he's going to be so good. Randy Arozarena is going to be so good. Like, the Rays don't have the star names, like I said, but they play the matchups. They play such smart baseball. Kevin Cash is an elite manager. He's going to get the right guys in the right scenario to beat the Yankees. Game 1, they're throwing Blake Snell on the mound, who's done pretty well against the Yankees thus far in his career. He's a good left-handed pitcher. You got Glasnow, you got Morton, you got Yarbrough, you got Fleming. Those are some of the big starting pitchers that they got. A lot of really good talented arms out there. And then the bullpen, I mean, the bullpen's disgusting. Nick Anderson casually had a .55 ERA this year. You probably didn't know about that because the Rays, but Nick Anderson's gross. Strikes out 14.3 per 9 innings. Just a little heads up. And that whip, .490. He gave up 5 hits in 16 1/3 innings. Nick Anderson's so gross. It just feels like whoever the Rays throw at you is going to be good. I mean, some of these names you probably haven't heard of, and they have ERAs below 3. Peter Fairbanks, Aaron Loop, Diego Castillo, John Curtis. Those guys are really good. They don't give up a lot of walks. They get outs. They play the matchups. The Rays are just a well-run, organized machine, and they are very dangerous. Now, the team that they're going up against, the New York Yankees, are also extremely dangerous. The Yankees are so good. I don't want to let that be understated. I love the Rays, and I'm so high on them. They do everything in baseball right. More teams should be ran like the Rays, and they don't spend any money. The A's and the Rays have the lowest payrolls and are the best run organizations in baseball. And the Yankees are also very good. Again, I told you I'm gassing up the Rays. I love them, but the Yankees are also very good. I don't want to let that glide by. The Yankees are gross and seriously have a chance to win it all this year. For the Yankees, Luke Voit, 22 homers this year, one of the best home run hitters in baseball in 2020. He's been on fire. DJ LeMahieu having another MVP type season, OPS above 1,000. Fantastic pickup by the Yankees. Like, seriously, one of their best signings they may have ever had. You got Gio Urshela, who continues to prove me wrong. I thought Gio was a blip. Nope, Gio's legit. Gio's very good. Giancarlo's back. He had a few home runs against the Indians. If you're a Yankee fan, you love to see that. Aaron Judge is back and healthy. Aaron Hicks is back and healthy. The team is pretty much at full strength. Glaber's starting to hit a little bit. Gary even hit a homer. Gary, who can't hit for anything, hit a homer. If they can get Gary hot, he might be the X factor to the series. Depending on how well Gary Sanchez can play, might be the difference between the Yankees winning the series and losing the series. I got the bats. Do they have the pitching? Garrett Cole's really good, and in a down year, he still had a 2.84 ERA, but against the Rays, like I said, not great this year, so that's something to keep in mind. He has struggled against the team that they're going to be playing. J-Happ, he's not great. I don't care what his numbers are. Not great. Masahiro Tanaka. Masa in the playoffs is a different pitcher. He's fantastic. But then Jordan Montgomery, Davey Garcia, I don't know if this is the right stage for them. Loaizaga, I don't think he's going to be better than anyone the Rays have. The bullpen's really good. Britton, Chad Green, Aroldis Chapman, but Ottavino struggled massively this year, and even those guys I just mentioned have had their struggles. The Yankees have been super inconsistent this year, and at the end of the day, let's just say both of these teams are even. It's going to come down to the managers for me, and Kevin Cash is just so far superior than Aaron Boone that to me, I have to give this series to the Rays. This is a team I picked to win the World Series in my postseason predictions. This is a team that I picked to go to the World Series in my preseason predictions. I've been on the Rays train since the start of the year. Rays up. We're going Rays. It's going to be a 5-game series, though. It's going to go the full length. Rays up. Let's go Tampa Bay. Get to that ALCS. Please knock out the Yankees. Please. But also, I really do think that they're going to. This isn't even the Yankees bias. I think the Rays are just a better team. Their record kind of shows it. So that's my breakdown of the ALDS. We got the A's versus the Astros. I'm going with the A's. We got the Rays versus the Yankees. I'm going with the Rays. We got the two of the lowest payrolls in baseball matching up in the ALCS if everything goes right. But as we know with baseball, not everything does go right. So you got to watch the games, see how they go. I hope that today's video gave you enough information to be able to talk or at least understand a little bit more about these ALDS matchups. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, you love what I'm talking about here, drop a like on the video. It helps support the channel a lot. Subscribe to the channel as well. If that sub button's red, make sure you click it so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Get in the comment section down below. Let me know who you think's gonna win. I want to see your guys' predictions so that way when you're right and I'm wrong, you can brag to me or vice versa. And drop me a follow on Twitter, Instagram, second channel, Twitch. Links in the description as always. Thank you guys for watching. We got so much baseball coming up. The season's not even close to over, but it also is. So I'm sad, but I'm also happy because playoffs are amazing. I don't know. You get the gist. Let's wrap up today's video. I'm rambling. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video as well as this is my most recent upload. So click through those if you guys have not yet seen them. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate all of you. And I'll see you tomorrow for the NLDS breakdowns. Bye.